Well, let's see if we can make some money.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here? I'm the big fella Scruff. What I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So if that sounds good, grab yourself a coffee. Because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. He certainly does when he's got it in his favourite Forex mug. And we'll crack on. So what am I looking at? Well, this morning I've already kind of told the guys in the Discord group what it is that I'm looking at. And I'm looking at a flush out on the DAX. Now, a flush out is where the market will surge forward and then it'll top out and recede on itself. It's kind of like the last throes of a move, if you like. Let me show you. So as you can see, it's on a merry run here. But if we pull this out somewhat, you can kind of see it's pushed up, it's been in a range, it's thrown itself back to the top of the range, and it's overextended. However, all of the pressure recently has been to the downside. So what this kind of does is, I know some people call them stop hunts and everything. It's not so much a stop hunt, it's just the market trying to figure out what's going on, and it's Monday morning, so you've got to be a little bit careful. But what we have is a good opportunity here, because if we look at the daily, you can see straight away, wallop, that is overextended for a daily candle. It really is. And if you're putting daddy levels in and sort of subscribing to pulling into the midpoint, that would have blown you out the water. That's where prudence comes into play. Monday morning is a nightmare of a day. You've got to treat it really carefully. So what can I see here when I'm looking at the hourly chart? Well, the hourly chart is a great chart to look at, simply because it's slow enough to show the market, but it's fast enough to trade the market. So what I can see here is a tall tail coming in. Now, if I start dropping this down into the lower time frames, 15 minute, you'll start seeing it's coming pronounced here, which is exactly what we want to see. Boom, boom, boom. Hit the level, it'll come across, it'll try and come back and retest this level. So if I want sort of a mediocre target, and that's what I've told the guys. Now, if you bear with me, I'll show you. There it is there. It's telling me to sell it. It's B, so it's pretty solid. But it's telling me to have a low TP. In other words, just get in and get out. And that's on 5 minutes. And sure enough, it's coming roughly now. I can't really do a candle count on this because, well, look, 1, 2, 3, just there isn't one to do one. So I've got to kind of use a little bit of initiative. So if I want, say, 15 pips, let's just put a measuring tool on a 15 pips. My last point of entry to that level is kind of here. So what I can do at this point is I can preempt it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a series of orders in underneath, because I want this to come to me all at the same point. Now let me just drop this in. Now what this does, it's kind of breaking a trade inside a trade. Let me just drop these in. One more. So that's kind of like a full clip. Right, single lot. All right. So nice small positions. working the way down from where it's at now, which is underneath this candle. It has to come to me and then run it down systematically into this area here. Now, every time that closes green, I'm going to move these prices with it. Now, what that'll do for me is it'll get me a better price, but it means the chart doesn't have to work as hard. And the fact that I've broken it up means I've got choice. I can choose to let one run. I can shut things off if things aren't going too well. There's many things that I can do. Now, I'm trapped in a trading arena, as we can see. I just pull this down. Just put that straight onto there. Now, what this is doing for me is, let me just pull that green one over a little bit. I'll just measure it out just so that it's, yeah, that's curious. Okay. Green one doesn't want to move. There we go. That's it. Get rid of them. There we are. Orders is in. And now all I have to do is just watch. Let it run into where it needs to go. And job sorted. So happy days. Happy days. Just quickly do something on this screen. That's it. Okay. So this is set up just so that I'm accountable. Kind of show you something. Now, before I took this trade, I told the guys exactly what I was trading. Now, this is a Discord group that I run, and there it is there, telling you that I'm going to trade this to the short side, but how I'm going to trade it to the short side. It's also in the Scruffy bias. Again, before I do the trade, they see this sheet. So that's me being accountable to the chaps. You know, and I think that's the fairest way. Now, all I have to do now is manage this. Now, how far am I going to manage this? Well, I'm going to manage it up to here, which means I'll stage up, get beyond there. I'm going to have to start thinking. But in the meantime, as long as I'm in this arena, I'm good. Let me play this out. I'll come back to you at the end. Okay guys, this has shown signs of some form of reversal, and what we're going to do is we're going to kill it off. Kaboom. And then that's it done. So the premise of this trade was bang on. Flushed up, pushed down, took some money out originally, did something that I wanted to show Duke, which was place the orders back where the other ones came out. So essentially all you're really doing is losing the spread, but you're gaining your profits at the same time. And then like that. Now it didn't go up to the second entry, which is not really an issue. And there you go, 243 quid. Relatively small position sizes. I can live with that. So what's the moral of the story here? Well, the moral of the story is very simple. Plan your trade. If you plan your trade out right and you think about what you're doing, the job becomes quite easy. Now, this is something I'm going to be discussing in London this weekend at Traders Day Live. That's how you build small accounts, guys. Genuinely is. And if you found value in this, do hit the subscribe button because there's plenty more to come. Hit the like, and that motivates me to do more. And share to your friends so it can grow. And that's it. But the moral of the story of these videos that I do is to show consistency. My hit rate is quite high. In fact, it's very high. Why? Because I'm patient. One of the things that's peddled all the time is, oh, you only need a very low hit rate and a huge risk reward. There's a chap having a chat about it in the Discord today. Think about who tells you this. Pause a little bit for you to think about, so you can drop it in the comments below. Is it professional traders or is it salesmen? It's very easy to say you're shit at your job, but I'm going to pay you well anyway. Anybody would buy that. If I was to turn around and say this job is hard and it takes dedication and work, well, not many people buy that one, do they? Maybe that's why my channel's very small and my Discord group is very low. Because I tell you it straight and I look you straight in the eye and tell you, if you're chasing money, give it up. And there's a few guys in the Discord, I openly tell them, you're not going to make it because you're gambling, chasing too many markets, you're looking for the money and you're looking for X marks the spot. And it doesn't matter how much education you get until you change that mindset, you're always going to fail. And if you're going to fail, it's going to cost you money. So when I tell you to give it up, it's not being nasty. It's actually being gentle. I'm trying to save you from a big fall. But if you're willing to put the work in, you've got the passion and the desire, then this job can pay you incredibly well. Look at BlackBull, preferred broker of mine. If you are interested, there is a link for it down in the description below. Also, the 5% is prop fund. You get 5% off that. Look at it down below. They sing the same hymn sheet. This is not quick money. It's hard work, but rewarding work. You need to get that into your mind. Okay, guys, that's it for today. So as always, do well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.